Visual and spatial ability for men is better than in women. And you can discuss that and say, I don't believe this. Go Google it. It's there. There are way more architects that are male than are female. There are a few, and some women can acquire that, but the majority male have a better visual and spatial ability. That's why they say they're better drivers. I disagree with that, but they say they're better drivers because they have that. Women, on the other hand, we have a better ability to acquire language. Little girls learn language way earlier than the boys do. They go from I eat and me cookie and all that stuff, from those 2-sentence words, way faster into real sentences. They also learn foreign languages a lot faster than guys do. That doesn't mean that men cannot learn them, but women normally have a better ability to learn languages, and that is in our DNA. Language is more important, is better for us. So, who has heard of the hunter and the gatherer before? Hunter and gatherer. You've heard of that before. Have you ever thought about that explains shopping? That explains shopping. The guy hunts for some new shoes. Goes in the first store, there are black shoes, they're fit, put them on, go home. Done deal. He hunts for the shoes. We buy black shoes, or black dress is even better, black dress. First store, try it on, good, next store. If he goes with you, he goes to the first store in the mall, goes to the section where they have black dresses, finds your size, try it on, fits, let's go. No. I want to try the other ones, the other stores, and see which one I like better. And while I'm here, I might as well buy a purse and some shoes. And if you spend enough time eating, we might as well have lunch here. Yeah, so we are the gatherers. It also explains why guys can be quiet without problem. They can be quiet without problem. Because when you hunt the tiger, you cannot talk. Because then the tiger's going to see where you're at, and the tiger might kill you. So that explains why guys can be quiet and we cannot be quiet, because hunters and gatherers in our DNA influences how we talk. So think about back then when there was a meadow or wherever they were and they had to collect the berries as the gatherer. When you walk through all those areas, talking can actually prevent to get hurt, prevents a threat. Because even if you walk in an area where there are no big animals, you can still step into ants or you can step into little critters. They might not kill you, but they can cause an infection. So the easiest way to avoid it is broadcast your approach. Talk. Have you ever met a woman that you thought her life depends on her talking? Yeah? And the only thing you have to do is touch her. Say, it's okay, she's going to stop talking. Touch is very, very important. Yeah? So you can touch her, say, it's okay, she's going to stop talking. But we talk like our life depends on talking. We talk and talk, and our life depends on that. Yeah? So that's why some women talk so much. So the difference is, for the hunter, the end result is important. Kill the deer and bring the deer home. It doesn't matter how I killed him, as long as the deer is dead, we're good. How we got there doesn't matter. Yeah? End result, the deer is dead, we can eat. Good. So end of problem. The details do not matter. They really do not matter. Details do not matter. The end result matters. For us, all the information is necessary. And let me explain why that is. Again, I can't get into everything, but just a couple of things. So when you have to pick berries, you need to know which bush to get the berries from, right? Can only be a certain bush, because even if it's a purple berry, it can't be the fuzzy leaves, it has to be the glossy leaves, because the one either is poisonous or doesn't taste that good. So all the details are important. And it's also important that you know when the berries are ripe. And those of you who have fruit trees in your backyard know there's like 3-5 hour window when the apricots or whatever is ready and you can get them, or the birds get them. Yeah, so there's only a certain window. So as a gatherer, you have to know the time and the place when to pick the berries. So you can try to tell somebody something, but we have the urge to tell them the time and the place. Watch yourself next time you tell them. You can't say, Tina told me this. He said, yesterday I talked to Tina and we were at this and I told her this. Right? Which drives the guys crazy, because they're like, what is that important for? It's not. She told you something, why do you tell me where you met her? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But for us it matters. Time and place is very important. And the details are very important too. And they don't understand why the details are important for us, but they are important because they set the mood. And it's very, very important. The place and the time And then we have all those details, those juicy details there, because that's how we communicate. It's very important for us to have that, because you need the details. You need to know where it's at and how and which berry and which not to get. It's very, very important for us to have that. And if I like you, I'll also share with you. So for a guy, it's hard to understand. For a guy, it's hard to understand. But as a woman, the only thing I always tell him is if the details are not shared, then there's a problem. Forget about the details. But if she doesn't share the details, that tells you that there's something wrong. Because I went to the party, how was it? Oh, it was great, and everybody was there, and Tina had a pink dress on, and she had a blue dress on, and we had such a great time. That's the normal thing, how we talk. But if you ask and you say, how was the party? And she says, it was good. You know, ooh, something is up, right? Who was there? Everybody, right? Something is up because she doesn't share with the tribe. We share our information. It's in our DNA. We share our information with those we like in all areas. That's why professional sports, I said that earlier, that's why in professional sports, they have to spend so much more time as the coaches and the psychologists on those teams, so much more time to get the women to be a team than they do with the guys. The guys, and I worked in professional sports, some of those guys couldn't stand each other. They couldn't stand each other. But they went on the field and played basketball for the bigger good, to win that game. Women have a hard time. If I don't like you, you're not going to get the ball. Right? Right? So they have to make sure that those teams really work well together, because if they don't like each other, they don't give each other the ball, we're going to lose the game. So they have to spend a lot of time getting those girls to really like each other. And there are no soccer teams and everything else, but they have to really become friends to be able to do it. We cannot, if I don't like you, I don't talk to you. And which is in Germany, by the way, anyway. People know, they think I'm rude, but if I don't like you, I don't talk to you. So, the supporting details are very, very important. Basic facts for the guys, for us, are the supporting details. This is the funny story. So this is how we talk. So honey, I gotta tell you something. I just thought about something today. I was meeting my friend or my father for lunch, and I was walking down 5th Avenue. I know, it was 6th Avenue. So it was 10:30, or maybe it was 10:20. But I parked the car where we normally park when we go downtown. Not where we park when we go to the opera, but we parked there. So I was walking down the street, and I had my beautiful red dress on. I wanted to wear the blue one, but I spilled coffee on there. And luckily, there was no coffee creamer, so it's not going to stain, and so on and so on. So by that time, you already lost him. Because he's like, what is important now? The blue dress or the red dress? Is it the time? Is it where she parked the car? So what is important? And you lose it. But your girlfriend's going to sit there like, wow, I get your mood where you were in. Yeah? They really like that, because we are all about the details. But he doesn't like the details. He's like, what's going on here? So this is how the story goes. We are also a lot about details. Look at this. The colors to be. Those are our colors, and those are the guys' colors, right? Very different how we do that. So guys want a status report. They want the end. So if somebody comes to you at work and says, how far is the project done? Tell them 80%. But we have the urge to tell them why it's 80% before we say 80%. Well, it could be further, but I'm waiting for this information. I got to plug this one in. And then the lady was sick, and he's like sitting there. It's like, so what's the point, right? Because we think all the details are important for him to fully understand why the project is 80% and not done. He just wants to have the 80%. The rest doesn't matter. And if he wants further information, he's going to ask you, yeah? He's going to ask you. The fixer syndrome. We talked about the listening earlier. Guys can listen, but you got to be careful what they're listening for. They're listening for, what's the point? Why is she telling me this story? Why is she telling me these details? And I always tell the guys, there is no point. There is no point. There's no point. All the details about the dress don't matter. They matter for us. But they don't matter for him. There is no point. So they just need to pay attention. Is there any point? Or you can ask. I tell men all the time, ask her if there's a point in the story. My husband does all the time. My husband stops me and says, babe, you're doing the girly thing again. Because this is nature. I know better, but I'm still a woman. So even though I know better, I still get to tell him. And he's like, babe, stop. What's the point? There's no point. Okay, I'll call my girlfriend. That's what you need to do. If they ask yourself before you talk to a guy, is there a point of me telling him this? If there's no point of me telling him this, call your girlfriend, call your sister, talk to a coworker, but don't talk to him. They can listen, but it has to be something that really matters to you. And so that's when you're in a good mood. They also want to fix it. If there's a problem, they want to fix it. So you cannot go to a man and say like, oh, I really hate my job. Because what he's going to say, well, then quit the job. Well, I don't want to quit my job. I just hate it right now. Yeah? So, and it's dangerous because you say that, he gives you the answer because he thinks you're looking for the answer, which we don't. Yeah, we just want to share. And then you say that, and then 3 weeks later you say the same thing, and after you said it a couple of times, he's not going to listen to you anymore. And then you think like, oh, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about me. No, he does. He gave you the solution, but he didn't want the solution. Very frustrating for guys. Yeah, so when you are upset, he wants to fix the problem. So you got to tell him, don't fix the problem, fix how I feel about the problem. Fix how I feel about the problem. It makes me mad. Make sure that I don't feel mad anymore. The problem I can solve myself. And that's the problem in corporations too, because we share so much that the guys think we don't have the solution. We do have the solution. We just want to bounce it off somebody. Right? Let me tell what you think. Well, I don't care what you say. I just wanted to, well, my way is better. What you say, I don't care. I just want to hear it. But they think we cannot fix the problem, or we cannot do it because we ask so many people. So they assume if they ask that many people, she must not know what she's doing. And that's not at all the fact. That's not at all the fact. We know what we're doing. We just like to share with others, build relationships like that, and we do that.